Bet you all forgot about this story. Okay, the FTX founder, Sam Bankman-Fried. Remember how he made a few $1 billion just disappear? But oh no, that was a business that had nothing to do with me or the hedge fund that I was running in the background. Okay, or actually it was my methed out girlfriend who wanted to have a big Chinese. Or it was just so weird, and that was not but what 4 months ago when that story broke. But oh no, since then we've had a banking collapse, and now Donald Trump is going to be indicted. Ooh, yeah. Don't pay attention to somebody that is out there just trying to, I don't know, run a false flag off in order to try to fully regulate the crypto sphere so that the central bank digital currency can come and slip right in. Who knows? No, just forget all about that. So FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried bribed Chinese officials. You know, the Chinese are trying to work their way in here. Oh, that makes sense. With $40 million in crypto. What coin was he using? Because that's very interesting. Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced co-founder, how disgraced is he? And huge Democrat mega donor, but that we don't need to get into those details now, do we? Of cryptocurrency exchange FTX bribed Chinese government officials with $40 million in cryptocurrency. The Department of Justice alleges in a new 13-count indictment. Federal prosecutors stated that accounts belonging to Sam Bankman-Fried and others directed and caused the transfer of at least $40 million in crypto intended for the benefit of one or more Chinese government officials in order to influence and induce them to unfreeze some of the accounts. Very interesting. In November of 2021, accounts for Alameda Research, that is, yes, the hedge fund that Carolyn Ellison, if I remember the name correctly, the Harry Potter enthusiast with just an unfortunate dental plan. Apparently, of all of the different luxuries that were afforded to the multitude of businesses that SBF was running, the dental plan wasn't all that high up there on the list. Should have hired Lenny Leonard for human resources. Were froze by Chinese authorities. China. The Chinese government has been cracking down on cryptocurrencies since 2017. Yes, it is decentralized, and we don't like it with all of our central planning. Yes, banning digital currencies in September of 2021. So, okay, if it's banned within the country, why would SBF be trying to work his way in there and paying off and bribing Chinese officials? Oh, it's almost like they tell the public to do one thing, but then in the background they do another. Wow, but we're supposed to trust the governments. All right. SBF and his colleagues employed numerous legal and personal methods to unfreeze the accounts that contained approximately $1 billion worth of crypto, according to prosecutors. After months of failed attempts to unfreeze the accounts, Samuel, we got to get technical, Bankman-Fried discussed with others and ultimately agreed to and directed a multi-million-dollar bribe to seek to unfreeze the accounts. Prosecutors wrote in the indictment, once the funds were released, the money was utilized to fund his hedge fund's loss-generating trades. Yeah, Bankman-Fried is accused of violating Foreign Corrupt Practices Act and an anti-bribery statute. Oh, shit. Damn it. A letter to the federal district court judge managing these cases confirmed that the grand jury returned an indictment on March 27th. Fantastic. The S5 indictment, which was unsealed this morning, includes the 12 counts contained in the S3 superseding indictment, as well as additional counts of conspiracy to violate the anti-bribery provisions of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, the FCPA, in violation of 18 U.S.C. subsections 371, the letter stated. This is in addition to the plethora of other allegations, including fraud, campaign finance violation, and money laundering. But we also know that two other people on the FTX or in the FTX ecosystem or the extended cinematic universe have already flipped. There was the Chinese fellow, Fred, or some shit like that, and then Carolyn Ellison, also cooperating with authorities because, we need to get the guy with the fluffy hair and lock him up for a couple of months. Like, let's fucking, be completely honest here. He's paid way too much to Democrats to allow him to be rotting in jail for too long. In February, the Department of Justice accused Bankman-Fried of directing approximately $100 million in political contributions to Democrats and Republicans. The percentage of that and the pie chart breakdown, it's fairly laughable to say that this is the bipartisan donations, about 95 to 5 breakdown there. So just fucking stop it. Candidates through straw donors or dark money groups. The money used to make these political donations originated from Alameda bank accounts and included funds that have been deposited to FTX customers. Prosecutors said the filing was unsealed last month. The defendant perpetuated his campaign finance scheme, at least in part, to improve his personal standing in Washington, D.C. Increase FTX's profile and curry favor with candidates that could help pass legislation favorable to FTX or Bankman-Fried's personal agenda. Wow, that's what we were talking about all the way back in November, and it took you guys until February to come to that conclusion. Very interesting. The indictment added, to accomplish these goals, Bankman-Fried caused substantial contributions to be made in support of candidates of both major political parties and across the political spectrum. Again, it doesn't take a rocket surgeon in order to figure out that those contributions weren't equally distributed. He's definitely, we know about his backroom dealings. He's definitely not one of those equitable distribution types, as much as he likes to put out that public persona. I just drive a Toyota Corolla and then embezzle billions of dollars. The purpose behind keeping his contributions dark was to conceal from the press that he had donated to Republican candidates, according to Bankman-Fried. It has? Oh my God, I've donated to the GOP. But you also had your one of your partners that donate a much smaller chunk to certain Republicans that are out there. Interesting. Oh, my Republican donations were dark. Therefore, you don't have to, disclose any of them, and we can't follow up on that. Okay. He told YouTuber Tiffany Fong in November. Oh, right. Yeah, back when it was, oh, cool. He's just out there on the lam doing interviews. Interesting. The reason was not for regulatory reasons. It's because reporters freak the fuck out if you donate to Republicans. No, they don't. They're all super liberal, and I don't want to have that fight. Yeah, that's at the point in time. Hello, fellow conservatives. It's like, fuck off, man. You just tried to bankrupt everybody. Just shut your mouth. His total political contributions were roughly $80 million, equally split between both parties. Cap. Total fucking cap. The beleaguered ex-CEO of FTX was arrested in December in the Bahamas and was soon extradited to the United States to face charges in federal court. He was released on $250 million bail and confined to his parents' Palo Alto, California home. Somebody who looks like a basement dweller is now confined to be a basement dweller. Interesting. Meanwhile, new bail conditions for Bankman-Fried were set after an agreement was established between his attorneys and prosecutors. Latest terms were meant to prevent him from going to prison pending trial, prohibit him from smartphone use. Yeah, you can't be on the internet. Oh, yeah, okay. And does not maintain internet access, of course. His existing laptop will also be configured to only permit specific websites like Netflix, YouTube, and Wikipedia. Oh, fantastic. Pre-trial conference for Bankman-Fried is scheduled for March 30th at 11 a.m. The failed FTX exchange is still entrenched in bankruptcy court proceedings in, Delaware. Who's from Delaware? One of your biggest candidates of support. Interesting. And something else that I seen just recently as well. Sam Bankman-Fried got $2 billion in loans from his own company. But all I have is just a humble $100,000 left in my bank account when I was arrested. There's just absolutely nothing to that at all whatsoever. Just a little bit of this before we punch out. In news big enough that it was announced close to midnight on Wednesday. So basically, we just got, he just took $2 billion from his account. There's nothing wrong with that. Liquidators at FTX, who are responsible for figuring out where the company's money went, said that founder Sam Bankman-Fried, I'm just going to go ahead and enlarge this for everybody so we can all play a fun game of read right along. How about that? That'll work right there. And plus, my eyes will be able to read it as well. Okay, had received $2.2 billion and, that extra $200 million. Don't worry about that. In loans and payments while he was allegedly running a massive fraud at a crypto exchange. According to FTX's bankruptcy court filing, Bankman-Fried got more than $2 billion in loans, primarily through Alameda Research. Big shock, the hedge fund. Bankman-Fried wasn't the only executive roommate to be paid by Alameda. Former director of engineering Nishad Singh got $587 million. Co-founder Gary Wang, that's the guy who flipped. What did I say, Fred? Oh, Gary. It's close enough, man. One of those old school white guy names. just about a cool $250 million at 246. Former CEO Ryan Salme got 87, and former Alameda CEO or co-CEO John Samuel Trabuca got 25 million, and Carolyn Ellison got whatever she could fit inside those little hamster cheeks. Was more frugal, receiving just $6 million, but she also had full access to everything at Alameda because that's what you do, apparently, with your girlfriends when you're a crypto dork. You put them in charge of your hedge fund. Okay. New management at FTX was careful to note the $3.2 billion that FTX and Alameda's top earners essentially lent themselves does not include the $240 million spent on luxury properties in the Bahamas or the political donations given directly by FTX. Oh, of course not. No. How are they supposed to live? Are they supposed to live in a hovel or in squander? Yuck. New information appears to confirm an earlier claim from Carolyn Ellison, who told a judge in December, whatever you need to hear, I'm too pretty to go to jail. The company executives received billions of dollars in secret loans from Alameda. Oh, shit. As federal investigators built a case against Bankman-Fried, who had been charged with 12 counts, and then also the other new ones that we just talked about recently. Wednesday's announcement is welcome news to customers owed money by FTX, which has vowed to chase down the billions of dollars that Bankman-Fried and other top executives lost. Yeah, we can't find it. No, we know exactly where it is. No, shut up. No, you don't. FTX's new management stated that the amount and timing of eventual monetary recoveries cannot be predicted at this time. Of course not. Listen, man, we'd love to get to the bottom of this, but I don't know. We're working as hard as we can. But it's confident further investigations will dig up even more money, assets, liabilities, and transfers tucked away in FTX's notoriously sloppy bookkeeping that was done on QuickBooks. Like, this was a fucking scam to begin with, but hey, man, it was one of the biggest crypto exchanges that was out there, but you can get away with murder just about if you donate enough to Democrats. Well, I guess we'll have that put to the test and figured out in court very, very, very soon. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.